Hey everybody, it's Zach with Bluegrass Rentals of EKY. You're in my office with me this afternoon, and I wanted to do a video on something I think is really important. It's been important for me in my investment strategy, and that I've seen a lot of good content on YouTube really emphasizing the importance of this, and I found that to be true in my own life in investing, and that is the subject of land purchase, and more specifically, what to look for when you're looking at land in order to know whether or not it'd be a good investment for you in your particular strategy that you're looking to do. My name is Zach Humphrey. I'm going from full-time RN to full-time real estate. This is my channel where I try to share with you the things I've learned and come to know in my own experiences. I am by no means the biggest real estate investor in the world. I'm basically just getting started. The farthest I've went is having 3 rental arbitrage Airbnbs and have a current cabin under construction in the Red River Gorge, which will be our full-time major owned personal asset. But in all of that, I wanted to share my experience both via blogging and knowledge sharing so that I can help you too also leave your job if that is your wish, or scale up in life, or make the next good investment for you and your family. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscription button down below, as it is the only way I can grow this channel and get the algorithm to start pumping these videos to bigger audiences. Then I can get better filming equipment and expand the value that I try to provide to you guys each week. So the subject of land, I want to give you 6 points today on the subject of land as far as I was able to summarize them in my own head. And then there'll be some sub points under those 6. The first number 1 point being, what method of investing are you wanting to do? And that method will dictate what land you can look into. Obviously, if you're going to do long-term rentals, you're looking at 6 and 12-month lease families that want somewhere to live with a proximity to their local jobs and resources, because this is their home. So they're not going to be looking for land necessarily with the greatest natural features. They're not probably looking to take a vacation in the long-term rental you're providing them. They are looking for a safe, comfortable place to live. One of the coolest projects I've seen going on in my local area of Ashland, Kentucky, is someone is repurposing an old small hotel building, which was maybe 10, 20 units, into multi-unit apartment complex. And this building had been abandoned for some time, but the structure was solid and the foundation seemed sound. And they've also, beyond that, built more apartment buildings around that repurposed hotel. And these are long-term rentals within 15 minutes of the nearest local major town, where there is economic development happening each week in Ashland, Kentucky. And so this is a fantastic lot that they purchased, and the land surrounding that repurposed hotel, so that they could create more investment opportunities for them and their families. From a midterm rental standpoint, you may be looking at long-term rentals as well, or even short-term rentals using in that strategy. And so again, with midterms, you're looking for land where you can develop apartment type hotel or apartment type units that you'll be probably renting out to people within proximity to maybe your nearest local industry, like a factory or a hospital or a food processing plant, or something where jobs will be. I know that one of my friends up in Columbus, Ohio, bought and was building around the Dell factory that's being built up there. It's going to provide hundreds of jobs, and it was a great idea. He looked for land that fit the description of catering to a midterm rental client. And of course, in short-term rentals, like me buying land in the Red River Gorge, I'm looking for land with naturally attractive features, with a close proximity to major attraction destinations in the area, and a type of land that would suit a sort of cabin type of build, as I'm catering not to a single family who's looking for a place to live. I'm not looking to cater necessarily to a travel nurse who's on contract, but I'm looking to cater to someone who's doing a vacation, and I want to have that kind of experience in the land that I buy and ultimately build on for them. So what is the method of investing you're going to be going into, and let that be a first consideration for you when it comes to looking for land. Number 2, zoning considerations. Doesn't matter what piece of land you buy, if it does not fit, if your methods of what you want to do on that piece of land you buy is not okay with the zoning ordinances of the area, Doesn't matter what you do, it's probably not going to be approved unless you're the United States government and can get approved with whatever you want because you control those types of things, basically. So if you're looking for land and you found a piece of land that you think fits the strategy you want to do or the type of build you want to create, then does the build you want to do on that piece of land that you think fits that purpose match the zoning ordinances that it is allowed to have things built on it? For example, commercial development on a piece of land. You may find a great piece of land in close proximity to downtown of whatever city in America, but if that piece of land you're buying or wanting to buy does not allow commercial development and you're wanting to do commercial when you buy that piece of land, doesn't matter what you want to do, it's likely you won't be able to do your method on that piece of land. So beyond just deciding what you want to do, number one, in real estate investing, number two is discovering the zoning ordinances of that parcel of land you're looking into purchasing or investing in to see if the method you want to do or that you think would be most successful is even allowed on that piece of land. Number three, types of land we're looking for. And I'm being kind of broad here, but is the land you're looking for hilly? Is it flat? Is it near to business development? Is it out in rural America? The type of land, not so much as location, but the types of land. Is the soil super sandy? Is the soil super rocky? Can you even build a septic system with where you are? And of course, there's things we can do to get around that, but that's going to be a part of your budget consideration. So what is the type of land you're looking at? Is it in a floodplain? Is it loamy and flat and low and near a river? Just knowing the type of land you're looking at will tell you whether or not it's going to fit your desires. And this might seem really basic, this point of consideration, this number 3 point, the type of land. But a lot of people, I've even known people that have invested in land sight unseen, and what they thought was on a map did not work out that well when they saw it in person. So it's very important, in my opinion, your eyes always see the land you're about to purchase, short of having a rock star realtor in the market you're investing into that you 100% trust, or maybe a family member or a friend that can go both video or take photos and pictures of the land you're thinking about to give you an idea of the type of land that you're looking at maybe buying before you sign any dotted lines. Number 4, budget, the price tag. If you're going to be building an apartment complex, a cabin, or a gas station, it matters on the budget when it comes to the land. For a lot of investors, the idea is to go out and hunt for the money. And the money that they get, maybe bringing some of their own money to the table, as well as people investing into their investment opportunity. It does really break down to what is it going to cost to purchase the land? What is it going to cost to build it? What will it sell at, or what will its value be on the back end? And can I refinance when this build is completed, or can I sell this investment like a new cabin or these apartments on the backside to cover the land costs, the build costs, the costs of the money that I took a loan out for, as well as pay me for all the misery, time, and effort it took me to achieve this investment opportunity. So there's a really important subject to consider in budget and price tag. You will pay a premium for premium land if you go to the Smoky Mountains and want a side of the mountain that faces the sunset with a valley view. You're going to pay $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 potentially for a prime piece of real estate all day long. Whereas in somewhere that's poorly located, you may pay $100,000 sub or less. And so it matters about where you're buying into. In the Red River Gorge, for example, a prime piece of real estate could run you anywhere from $70,000 up to $200,000 for 1 to 2 acres. But a more average cost may be $50,000 to $70,000 for I would say middle of the road, sub perfect, maybe subpar, but still in a great location type of piece of land. And every market is different. It does matter on the price tag and the budget, and everybody knows that. But whenever you first go into this, it needs to be logically making sense to you why the budget matters. It matters because you have to get everybody else paid on the back end when this deal happens. And once you figure out how much it's going to cost you to build that cabin or build that gas station or build those apartment complexes, don't forget to include what it's going to cost you to buy that piece of land, because it's going to be a major expense in your investment plan. And you need to know what those price tags are. Contact your local realtors to get an idea of what you should possibly be paying for a piece of land. And don't forget to keep your mindset open to the idea of buying land off market or contacting owners of land and seeing if they'd be interested in selling when you find a piece of land or an area you would really love to own in order to do your investment strategy. There's a lot of people out there with the right price tag. If it fits your budget plans and their number to walk away, you might find a fantastic piece of off-market real estate. Don't forget to check Facebook Marketplace as well, as this is another place you may find a piece of off-market real estate for the right price tag. Number 5 is land proximity to the locations you need it to be in to be successful. You cannot buy a piece of flat land to build apartments on 3 hours from the nearest piece of work location, or even possibly the nearest industrial area. I mean, you need to be in proximity to these places, unless your strategy is not to be in proximity, and that may work with more of the short-term rental, sort of off the beaten path type of strategy. And these proximity to locations, I love Kai Andrews' perspective on it, talking about buying in what he calls golden triangles, buying in the center, or roughly the center, of 3 major attractions, 1, 2, and 3 in your area. For example, if you're doing midterms, hospital here, major city here, and maybe some other hospital, town, or something over here, giving 3 reasons why people may book with you. Or if you're buying a short-term rental, buying inside that golden triangle for 3 major attractions and reasons people would book with you, getting somewhere in that triangle to give you proximity to 3 major reasons someone may book with you increases your guest pool with short-term rentals, or your clientele for your long-term and midterm rentals. You want to be looking at proximity to locations. And finally, for my video today, special considerations. Special considerations when it comes to land that I personally experience. Critical slope theory. Critical slope when it comes to buying land is the land you're looking at purchasing going to be considered critical slope, and therefore restrict the approvals for build projects you want to do from the local board. If you're trying to build something on critical slope, they may deny your build permit, and you just bought a piece of land that nobody else wanted either. And you're never going to be able to sell that piece of land, because everybody else is going to come to the same conclusion as you, as that piece of land is worthless because we can't build anything on it. So the idea of critical slope, this is really important in mountain markets, whether that's the Red River Gorge, Smoky Mountains, maybe out west somewhere. What elevation are you dealing with, and is it buildable? And that goes back to the beginning of the video and checking with your local zoning and ordinance things, with your local county boards, your local government municipalities. Ask them on the phone or go in person specifically, where can I go to find out the zoning ordinances on this location I am looking at buying in, before you ever buy anything. And that will give you the confidence that you need before you sign any dotted lines. And if it sells before you get that kind of confidence behind the piece of land you're about to purchase, just look as it wasn't meant to be, and be sure that you never buy out of the spurring of fear of missing out, or buying out of the spurring of excitement. Buy off of logic, buy off of what you know. That way you're protecting yourself and those that are investing with you. The next special consideration I always have is the ease of obtaining permits. Is where you're buying impossible to obtain permits? Is there only one guy that needs to give you this permit, that he's only there once a month and he never answers his phone? You may not know that till you get into it, unfortunately. But if an area is known to be hard to obtain permits, you might want to just avoid that investment strategy there altogether, as it's going to make it miserable for you throughout your development and building and investing process if you're depending on people that are inefficient to try to be efficient in your own business. It makes it very frustrating. And again, proximity to vendors and services, not only to attractions, but vendors and services. I know that there are areas within the Red River Gorge, or maybe even I've heard people talking in Facebook groups about the Smoky Mountains, of people having a hard time finding cleaners and vendors because the land they bought and built on, for example, is too far away. And a lot of these local vendors don't want to drive that far. And there's enough business that they don't need to agree to build with you, or clean with you, I should say, clean with you, or do any business with you, because it's it's just too far and they don't want to do that. So there's special considerations like proximity to vendors and services that you might want to consider as a special consideration when it comes to buying land. So that's my video for you today. Number one is what method of investing are you wanting to do, and that'll help dictate. Number two, know your zoning ordinances. Number three, consider the type of land you're looking to buy in. Is it really rocky or hilly? How's this going to affect your septic and things like that? Number four is the budget of that piece of land you're looking at and how that budget fits your overall strategy, or what your numbers are, or what money you've been able to gather to invest with. Number five, proximity to valuable locations. And six, some special considerations you need to think of. And I would further throw in there too, ask local advice. Go on the Facebook groups, call local friends, talk to other investors in the market, network, in other words, so that maybe you can protect yourself from some pitfalls that only the locals would know about if you're looking at investing in a certain piece of land in a certain area. I'm Zach Humphrey. This is Bluegrass Rentals, going from full-time RN to full-time real estate. Thank you for being here. Hit that subscription button down below. And again, God bless you guys and have a wonderful day investing. Stay faithful to the Lord and continue to do what you guys do. You're awesome. Thank you for being here.